Most people think a location-independent life is about laptops on beaches. But the truth is, it's not about movement at all. It's about relief. Relief from noise. Relief from overscheduling. From scrambling to keep up. From living a life that looks successful but doesn't feel successful. Because here's the secret. A location-independent life isn't just a lifestyle decision, it's a nervous system decision. It's about choosing a life where you wake up and feel good, not rushed, not anxious, not performing, just grounded, clear, and free to focus on what matters. Today I'm going to show you how to design a location-independent life that doesn't just look impressive on Instagram, but actually feels nourishing, sustainable, and aligned. Hi, I'm Justin Keltner with Entrepreneur Expat. We help freedom-minded professionals build global lives without sacrificing comfort, income, or stability. If you've been craving more space, more choice, more breathing room, and more you in your daily life, then this video will help you map out exactly what that could look like. If you're interested in more content like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. You can also check out the free resources, courses, and relocation consultations that we have available below this video. Let's dive in and talk about what's actually happening here. A lot of people don't realize this, but remote life isn't just about travel, it's a structural solution to a very real problem. Your current environment is overstimulating to you. There's constant alerts, commutes to the office, inflation pressure, noise, obligations, and a pace of life that's designed to keep you running, not resting. When people move abroad, here's the thing they always say, including ourselves, our friends, our clients, and so many others that have told us that they feel this way. They say, I didn't realize how stressed I was until all that stress went away. A location-independent life really gives you something that the modern world steals from you, especially in the West, and that's margin. It's margin for thinking, for creating, for connecting, for resting, and for actually living. Now let's talk about what the difference is between that stressed out, chaotic lifestyle versus a lifestyle that actually feels good. Well, a feel-good lifestyle is based on 5 core pillars. Number 1, time freedom. That means that you can have control over your schedule, your mornings, and your mental bandwidth. Number 2 is spatial freedom. That's designing your environment, not reacting to it. Quiet streets, walkable areas, sunlight, nature, and beauty. Number 3, financial relief, which in my opinion is not being squeezed every second of the day. It's lower expenses, it's higher quality of life, and that gives you this instant emotional lift. Number 4, nervous system regulation. And nervous system regulation is about having a slower pace, less noise, lower stakes, and a culture that values presence over productivity. Number 5, identity alignment. That's being the version of yourself that you were meant to be, not the one that your environment or your job or your friends or your family pressure you into. A location-independent life succeeds or fails on the basis of these 5 pillars, not flight deals or Instagram aesthetics. Here's the trap and what sabotages people. Now here are some of the traps that sabotage people. Trap number 1, trying to recreate your old life in a new country. If you go about building this expat lifestyle with the same stress patterns, the same overworking habits, and the same clutter, just in a new environment, nothing really changes. Trap number 2 is choosing countries based on fantasy instead of fit. Don't choose the postcard, choose the pace, choose the infrastructure, and choose the emotional climate. Trap number 3, expecting freedom to come from external change. Freedom really is an inside job supported by an outside environment, not the other way around. This is why a lot of digital nomads that we've talked to burn out. They change locations, but they don't change lifestyles. They just keep doing everything at that same crazy American or Canadian or Western pace that they were doing things before. You've got to actually fundamentally change yourself if you want to see those changes in your environment. Now let's talk about the strategy. How do you actually build a life that actually feels good? Well, here's how to design that location-independent life with intention. You want to start with what you want to feel, not what you want to do. Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel creative, perhaps connected or energized? Design from those emotions. Then those emotions will give you the logistics, not the other way around. You then want to choose your base before you choose your travel list. A home base can ground you. It gives you routine, it gives you stability while allowing optimal mobility. My wife Amanda and I absolutely love having the home base of Mexico because there's so much to see, so much to explore here, but we live in a very quiet mountainside community near the Lake Chapala, which is the biggest lake here in Mexico, and we have so much peace. We have nature all around us. We just feel so much more grounded, so much more stable than we did while living in the US, and in fact, in some cases, even more so than living in big cities, even here in Mexico. But we're only about an hour from the nearest airport, and we can fly to parts of Europe, almost all of Latin America, most cities in the US, major cities anyway, within a few hour nonstop flight. So we've got a very cool home base. Now, third, you want to pick places that regulate your nervous system. Like I mentioned, walkability, nature, slower pace of life for sure, safer neighborhoods, and friendlier culture. Number 4 is simplify your work structure. And this is something that we help our clients do a lot on the day-to-day, is simplify their work structure and specifically create a business that is location independent. If you're looking for more information about that, the first place to check out is probably going to be our Expat Income Accelerator course, where we talk exactly about the remote income strategies that our clients have been using to build six-figure businesses while living abroad. You definitely want to check that out below this video. So what you'll learn is that less chaos equals more freedom. That's why you choose an income model that supports the life you want instead of draining it. Let's say that you're able to get a remote job, which, by the way, is becoming more and more difficult every single day, if not almost impossible at this point. Because let's face it, very few companies in the US or Canada are actually going to allow you to work not just remotely, but also remotely from Mexico. And even if they do, you're kind of changing the location, but the patterns stay the same because you're still working for somebody else. You're still doing something that likely drains you. That's not the way to do it. Just because you can get a remote source of income doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a type of job that actually fuels you and that makes you experience the kinds of emotions and have the sorts of experiences in life that you want. For example, if you're working 8 hours a day or more for a company, but you're at your computer, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to actually be exploring the country that you're living in or the world at large. So it kind of defeats half the purpose of getting a remote job or remote income source in the first place. So that's why we have a lot of programs, we have a lot of free resources about this. You want to build that location-independent income stream. Number 5 is build rituals that anchor you. That might look like morning sunlight, local cafes, weekly markets, workouts, journaling, and more. For example, we've got a beautiful view of the lake right from our patio, and I've got a pull-up bar out there. I'm out there every single morning doing pull-ups. I've got my workout bench as well, doing exercises, getting the work done on these arms. And I can see the entire lake, like a panoramic view of the lake while I'm doing my exercise. We do a lot of journaling, we write, we go to a cafe which is right at the bottom of the mountain that we live at least once or twice a week, and sometimes have little outings into Ajijic and other surrounding towns. That routine creates belonging, so you don't want to just do the same thing every single day. You want to actually build a routine and then also build the exploring into that routine. Number 6, allow your identity to expand. You're not escaping your old life. You're simply stepping into your new one. So certain countries naturally do support a feel-good life, not because they're cheap or trendy, but because of the lifestyle, the culture, and pace of life there work with your nervous system and not against it. Here are some of the best. Mexico, it's known to actually have the friendliest people in the entire world. So you're going to experience a lot of warmth, a lot of community, a lot of ease, affordability, and slower pace of life. Portugal, there you find safety, nature, European calm, and a gentle lifestyle. Malaysia, you're going to find efficiency, comfort, affordability, and a surprisingly elegant infrastructure. In Uruguay, there's stability, privacy, and a very peaceful day-to-day life. It's a hidden sanctuary here in Latin America. And last but not least, a country that we're going to be checking out actually here coming up in April is Albania, where you'll find a Mediterranean rhythm, emerging opportunities, and a ton of freedom. And here are 5 more countries that support a feel-good life. Thailand, perhaps the most heart-opening lifestyle on earth. There's a gentle culture, unbelievable food, warm people, and a cost of living that instantly dissolves financial anxiety. It's great for creatives and decompressing from hustle culture. Costa Rica, if nature heals you, then Costa Rica is medicine. Pura vida isn't a slogan, it really is a lived philosophy there. You'll experience, as I did when I visited, slow mornings, ocean energy, wildlife, and an eco-conscious community that values balance. In Greece, you'll find sun, sea, and a culture built around simple pleasures. You'll have fresh food, Mediterranean cadence, affordability outside of the tourist zones, and a deeply soulful pace of life. In Panama, you have safety, it's modern and tropical and incredibly stable as a country. There's fast internet, good healthcare, a strong expat community, and just a generally relaxed way of living without sacrificing convenience. Colombia, that's one of actually my top countries in Latin America. I spent over 3 years there. In Medellin especially, there's perfect weather, spring weather year-round, vibrant culture, walkability, mountain views, and an unexpectedly grounding energy. It's inspiring there without being overwhelming. When you choose the right environment, your entire system recalibrates. Your creativity lifts, your sleep improves, your stress dissolves, and life stops feeling like survival and starts feeling like possibility. That's what location independence is really about. If you're craving a life that feels softer, clearer, and more aligned, that's not a fantasy. It's a design problem, and design problems have solutions. To help you map out your next steps, I put together a free Moving Abroad checklist. It actually walks you through everything you need to think about, prepare, and plan for without overwhelm. You can find that at entrepreneurexpat.com/checklist. Start with that checklist and your future starts feeling possible. Thanks again for being the best part of the Entrepreneur Expat community, and I will see you again very soon.